She smiled and said, "I'm engaged to someone else. We've been together for months." I replied, "Congratulations," then had the police escort her out of my house that same night. When her new fiancé showed up demanding I let her back in, I told him she was his problem now. And that's when things really got interesting. "My name's Marcus. I'm 38. And for the last 4 years, I've been dating someone named Diana." She was 33, had been living in my house rent-free for 2.5 years, and I genuinely thought we had a future together. Therefore, when she made pasta one Tuesday night, set the table all fancy with wine and candles, I figured maybe she'd gotten that promotion she'd been talking about. Maybe she finally landed a real job after 2 years of finding herself. I was wrong. She sat down across from me, put her hand flat on the table, and there it was, a diamond ring I'd never seen before. Decent size, too. "I have something to tell you," she said, actually smiling. Full teeth, like she'd won something. "I'm engaged to Cameron. We've been seeing each other for months, and he proposed yesterday." I put my fork down, looked at her, looked at the ring, looked back at her. "You're engaged to someone else while you're living in my house." "Yes. Isn't it exciting?" I wanted you to be the first to know. The audacity of it actually made me laugh, like a genuine, surprised laugh. "Diana, are you having some kind of breakdown right now?" "What?" "No. I'm in love. Cameron's incredible. He's everything I've been looking for. And you're telling me this why exactly?" She looked confused, like I was the one not making sense. "Because we live together, obviously. Things are going to change now, but I figured we could work out some kind of transition plan. Maybe I could stay another month or two while Cam and I find a place together." I stood up, walked over to the cabinet, poured myself a scotch, took a long sip, turned back to her. "Congratulations to you both." "Really?" Her whole face lit up. "Oh my God, thank you. I was so worried you'd be upset." "Diana, pack your things." "What?" "Pack your things. You have 2 hours." Her face changed fast. "You can't be serious." "I live here." "No, you lived here. Past tense. You just told me you're engaged to another man. We're done. You're leaving tonight." "That's illegal. I'm a tenant. You need to give me 30 days notice." "You're not a tenant, Diana. You're a guest. You've never paid rent. Never signed a lease. You're not on a single bill. You're my ex-girlfriend who I'm now asking to leave my property. This is emotional abuse. You're throwing me out with nowhere to go. Call Cameron. I'm sure your fiancé has somewhere for you to stay." She pulled out her phone and started recording. "This is harassment. I'm documenting this for my protection." I pulled out mine too. Called 911. "Yes, I need assistance removing someone from my property. My now ex-girlfriend just announced she's engaged to another man and is refusing to leave." "Yes, I own the house." "No, she's not on any lease or deed." "Thank you." Diana's jaw actually dropped. "You call the cops on me? You have 1 hour and 55 minutes now." But here's where it gets really good. The cops showed up in 20 minutes. 2 officers, both professional, both clearly used to domestic situations. I showed them my deed, my ID, explained what just happened. They looked at Diana with this barely hidden expression of disbelief. "Ma'am, is it true you just announced your engagement to another man while living here?" "That's not illegal," she snapped. "No, ma'am, it's not. But if you're not a legal tenant and the homeowner wants you to leave, that's different. Have you lived here for a while?" 2.5 years. "I have rights." "Do you have a lease agreement?" "No, but do you pay rent?" "I contribute to the household." I pulled up my banking app. "Officer, here's my mortgage payments, all from my account. Utilities, all in my name, paid by me." She's never paid a single bill. The younger cop looked at Diana. "Ma'am, you just announced you're marrying someone else. Why would you even want to stay here?" "I need time to figure things out properly." The older cop sighed. "Sir, technically she might have some claim to residency, but given these specific circumstances, ma'am, I strongly suggest you pack what you can tonight and leave voluntarily. Otherwise, this becomes a messy legal matter that won't go well for you." Diana started crying. Not sad tears, angry ones. "This is so unfair." "Ma'am," the younger cop said slowly, "you told this man you're engaged to someone else. What exactly did you expect?" Therefore, she called Cameron while packing. I could hear her shrieking from the bedroom. Apparently, Cameron lived with 3 roommates and couldn't have her over tonight. Wasn't that convenient? She packed 2 suitcases and 4 garbage bags of stuff, all while live streaming on Instagram, narrating to her followers how I was cruelly kicking her out just for finding real love. As she dragged everything to the door, she turned back to me. "I'll be back for the rest of my things. Text me when works. I'll have them in the driveway. You're going to regret this, Marcus. Probably not as much as you're going to regret announcing your engagement over pasta carbonara." The cops waited until she drove away, in the car I'd been letting her use. More on that in a minute. Then the older officer turned to me. Change your locks tonight. Maybe get some cameras too. Already have a locksmith on the way. Smart man. Good luck with this one. But the next morning, I woke up to 67 text messages, 30 missed calls, and about a dozen Instagram notifications. Cameron, the fiancé, had messaged me directly. Bro, that was cold. She needed more time to move out properly. Not cool. I typed back. Bro, you proposed to my girlfriend while she was living in my house. Not cool. Then Diana's mom called at 7 in the morning. Marcus, what is going on? I'm hearing you threw Ronnie out. Morning, Linda. Did she mention the engagement? The what? She's engaged to Cameron. They've been together for months, apparently. Long pause. She told me you two were basically roommates at this point. Is that what she told Cameron too? I need to call you back. She never did. Therefore, around noon, Cameron showed up at my door. Mid-30s guy with a man bun, probably drove a Prius. We need to talk. No, we really don't. You traumatized Diana. She's a mess. Your fiancé announced your engagement to me over dinner in my house, that she was living in rent-free. She said you knew about me. She told me you knew about us. That you and her were basically broken up. I actually laughed. She told you I knew she was cheating? It wasn't cheating if you were broken up. First I'm hearing about any breakup, buddy. Look, she needs to get her furniture back. The bedroom set, the living room stuff. All bought by me. I have receipts. She owns some clothes, makeup, and a 3-year-old laptop. That's it. Cameron's face was getting red. She's staying with her sister now. Do you know how humiliating this is for her? For her? She announced she was marrying another man while living with me. You could have given her time to do what? Plan your wedding for my guest room. We're getting her stuff. All of it. Try it. Please make my day. He stormed off. I installed 3 more cameras that afternoon. But day 3 is when Diana tried the nuclear option. She posted this long thing on social media about how I was an abusive ex who threw her out for falling in love with someone who actually cared about her. Said I'd been controlling, manipulative, that she'd been trying to leave for months, but I wouldn't let her. Problem was, I had receipts. Literal receipts. I posted one response with screenshots. Interesting story. Here's the truth. She announced her engagement to another man while living rent-free in my house. Never paid a single bill. Also, here's last week's text where she said she loved me. Screenshot after screenshot. Her asking me for money for her student loans 2 weeks before the engagement. Her, I love you. Text from 4 days before the announcement. Her using my credit card for a spa day with Cameron last month. That one hurt to see, actually. Her friends started commenting. Wait, you were engaged while living there. Girl, you said you two were separated. This is messy as hell. Then I got a voicemail from her sister Ashley. Marcus, I'm so sorry about Diana. I didn't know she was still living with you. She's been bringing Cameron around for months, saying you were done. Mom's furious. Can you just put her stuff outside so I can pick it up? Already packed. Come by whenever. But here's where it gets really good. Remember that car I mentioned? Therefore, the car Diana drove was mine. Fully paid off, title in my name. I just been letting her use it. Apparently, she'd been telling Cameron it was hers. Day 4, I reported it stolen. She called from the police station. They'd pulled her over and discovered the car was reported stolen, since she couldn't prove ownership. Marcus, what the hell? Oh, hey, Diana. How's engaged life? You reported the car stolen? Well, you don't live here anymore, and you took my car without permission. That's literally theft. You let me drive it when I was your girlfriend. Right, you're Cameron's problem now, not my girlfriend. This is insane. I'm at the police station. I'll come get my car then. Cameron can pick you up. He's at work. Uber exists. You're evil. I'm practical. You wanted to be engaged to someone else. Congratulations. You're his responsibility now. I picked up my car. She had to Uber to her sister's place. Cost her $73 according to her angry text. I didn't respond. But day 6 was the escalation. Cameron and 3 of his buddies showed up at my house at 9 at night, pounding on the door. Open up. We're getting Diana's things. I called 911 again. 4 men are trying to break into my house. Cameron kept pounding. We know you're in there. I put the phone on speaker so dispatch could hear everything. Please leave my property. You're trespassing. She owns half this stuff. She owns nothing. I have receipts for everything. They actually tried to go around back. My motion lights and cameras caught everything. One of his friends tried to jimmy the sliding door. The cops arrived fast. 4 guys trying to break into a house gets priority response. Cameron immediately played victim. This man stole my fiancé's belongings. We're just trying to get her things. I showed the cops the security footage of 4 men trying to break in. I want to press charges. Attempted breaking and entering. Trespassing. The friend who tried the door got cuffed. Cameron and the other 2 got citations and trespass warnings. If they came back, immediate arrest. Cameron was screaming about lawyers as they put his friend in the patrol car. I looked him dead in the eye. Your fiancé lived here rent-free for 2.5 years while cheating with you. I could sue her for back rent at market rate. Want to play the legal game? I've got deeper pockets. Therefore, day 10, I got a call from Linda, Diana's mom. Marcus, can we talk? In person. We met at a coffee shop. Linda looked exhausted. I need to know the truth. All of it. I showed her everything. Bank statements showing I paid for everything. Text from Diana from just days before talking about our future together. The dinner receipt from the night before the announcement. She'd insisted we go somewhere expensive. Now I knew why. She was celebrating with my money. Linda's face just kept getting worse as she scrolled. She told us you 2 had been separated for 6 months. That you were basically roommates. That she was scared to leave because you were unstable. I'm a project manager at an engineering firm. I own my house outright. I've never even raised my voice at her. I know. God, I know. She's always been like this. When she was younger, she dated 2 boys at once and convinced each the other was just a friend. Her father and I, we enabled it. We should have done something then. She's 33, Linda. I know. She pushed an envelope across the table. This is $5,000. It's not much compared to what she took from you, but it's something. An apology from her father and me. Linda, I can't. Please. We raised this. We need to own some of it. I took the envelope. Thank you. Cameron's already having second thoughts, you know? Now that she's living with Ashley, asking him for money constantly, he's seeing what you dealt with. Not my problem anymore. No, it's not. I'm sorry, Marcus. You deserved so much better. But week 3, Ashley texted me. Can we talk? Without Diana knowing. We had a phone call. She's driving me completely insane. She won't get a job. Won't help around the house. Just sits on Instagram all day talking about her trauma and planning this wedding. Cameron's only been over twice. She keeps asking him for money, and he's getting weird about it. Not my problem anymore. I know, how'd you do it for so long? I loved her, or thought I did. Love makes you stupid. She's been telling people you 2 had an open relationship. What? Yeah, that you knew about Cameron the whole time and were fine with it until you got jealous. That's a new one. Marcus, did she ever contribute anything? Anything at all? She made dinner sometimes, with groceries I paid for. Christ, I'm giving her 30 days, then she's out. Good luck with that. Therefore, 2 weeks later, Ashley called again. She won't leave. Says I can't kick her out. She's family. Sounds familiar. Cameron dumped her. I nearly spit out my coffee. What? Yeah. She kept demanding he pay for everything. Got mad when he suggested she get a job. Then she found out his marketing consultant job was actually part-time at his dad's company. He's been lying about having money. They're perfect for each other, except neither actually has money. Karma's beautiful. She's saying she's going to sue you for emotional distress and illegal eviction. She can try. I have a great lawyer. But week 5, I actually got served. Not a real lawsuit, just a cease and desist from some cheap lawyer Diana found, demanding I return her property and pay her $50,000 for emotional distress and illegal eviction. My lawyer read it and actually laughed out loud. She announced she was engaged to another man while living with you rent-free, and she wants money? That's what this says. That's what it says. Let me handle this. His response was beautiful. 3 pages that basically said, LOL no. Countersuit incoming for 2.5 years of back rent at market rate, $48,000. Diana's lawyer dropped her immediately. She tried to represent herself, filed something with the court that was 17 pages of rambling about emotional terrorism and love discrimination. The judge threw it out in under 5 minutes. But the best part? She had to list her address for the court documents. She'd moved back in with Cameron after he took her back. His roommate's address was now public record. Therefore, week 7, Cameron called me. I need your help. That made me laugh. That's hilarious. Please, she won't leave. She's not on our lease, but she won't go. She's threatening to say I assaulted her if we try to make her leave. And you want my help because you got her out in one night. Yeah, by calling the cops immediately and having security footage. Can you talk to her? Tell her to leave. Cameron, my man, you proposed to another man's girlfriend while she was living with him. You made this bed. I didn't know. You believed her while she still lived with me. I'm an idiot. Yes. Yes, you are. Please, I'm begging. Cameron, here's free advice. Install cameras today. Document everything. When she threatens false accusations, record it, then call the cops yourself. First one to call usually wins. That's it. That's it. Also, maybe don't propose to women who are living with other men. He hung up. It's been 3 months now. Diana ended up moving back with her parents after Cameron's roommates threatened legal action. At 33, she's working part-time at a clothing store and still posting about her journey of self-discovery and how she's a survivor of narcissistic abuse. She's also engaged again to some guy she met online who lives in another state. They've never met in person. Cameron moved back with his parents too. Turns out his roommates kicked him out for bringing the drama. His Instagram is private now, but mutual friends say he posts motivational quotes about learning from mistakes. Linda and Robert sent me a Christmas card with another check for $2,000 and a note saying they're in therapy dealing with enabling behaviors. They've given Diana a deadline to move out. Ashley and I actually became friends. She texts me updates sometimes. She's in therapy too, realizing how much her family dynamics messed up her own relationships. Me? I'm good. House is peaceful. Started dating someone new, Rebecca. She has her own house, own car, own career. Insists on splitting every check. It's weird how normal it feels to be with someone who contributes equally. But the best part came when I ran into one of Cameron's former roommates at a bar. He told me the full story of their last days together. Apparently, Diana had convinced Cameron to propose by telling him she was pregnant with his kid while living with me. The timeline made no sense. She would have been pregnant while actively sleeping with me. We figured out she was lying about the pregnancy. He tried to break it off. That's when she threatened to claim assault. The roommates installed cameras in the common areas without telling her. Caught her on video admitting she was never pregnant, laughing about how men are so easy to manipulate. They gave Cameron the footage. He gave it to the cops. They escorted her out. She tried to claim they illegally recorded her. Turns out common areas in shared housing don't have expectation of privacy. Sometimes karma takes its time, but when it arrives, it's thorough. Looking back, the red flags were everywhere. She hadn't worked steadily in 2 years. Always had an excuse. Always had a crisis that prevented her from contributing. Always had big dreams, but zero actual plans. The announcement dinner was actually a gift. If she'd been smarter about it, strung me along longer, I might have wasted more years. Instead, she got so comfortable she thought she could have everything. Stay in my house, use my car, spend my money, while planning a wedding to another man. The entitlement was astronomical. The delusion even bigger. The best revenge isn't plotting or scheming. It's just stepping back and letting people face exactly what they created. My house is clean, my bills are lower, my stress is gone. I wake up every morning in my own bed, in my own house, with nobody else's chaos to manage. Diane is everyone else's problem now, one person at a time, until she runs out of people willing to believe her lies. You can't cheat your way through life forever. Eventually you run out of people dumb enough to let you stay.